Thank you, Dave. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, James. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, very good. The next item is Resolution 2024-40. This is the, this is a change to the future land use plan that was also discussed last week and I believe the month before at our work session. Is there any discussion from any of you since then, or any questions? All right, is there a motion on the floor? I'll make the motion to approve the future land use plan map. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Scott. All in favor, please. Fabulous, thank you. Okay, item number 5, EMI proposal, groundwater and wastewater treatment system management services. This was also presented, as you recall, I'll update for those of you who were not able to be here. This is since we had our supervisor or director leave, we brought in EMI to basically watch over the plant and do our testing and be our level 2 license, level 1 license, in lieu of having a person hired right now. So that's what this is about. Any questions since Thursday on this?
Do we have an advertisement to replace it?
So, you mind if I speak, Mayor? I don't mind. So, right now, from what we were paying versus what EMI is under budget, plus we don't have to worry about benefits, a vehicle, gas, paying them on call. So it's a lot cheaper. So at this point, the staff is happy with this being the recommendations for right now. If we do find somebody, we certainly want to put that in the budget. So if we find a good candidate, we will discuss that. But for right now, the staff is happy with this decision.
Okay.
Have you seen the proposal, James?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
So they're just handling day-by-day operations. Are they there every day?
So Fletcher,
Yep,
I'm sure
I know
everybody
Fletcher.
knows, is, he is the department head. And we have somebody that comes out 3 to 4 times a week, that is there most all day, and, we call him the project manager. So EMI will handle all of sewer and the wells.
Okay.
We have kind of restructured down there. We have 3 employees that will be down there at the plant and never come out except to do the wells. They will just focus on the sewer plant. Then we have Jamie, our utility supervisor, that will handle all of water. His team will handle all of water and public works. So it has turned out to be a really smooth transition. So.
Mhm. Very good, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Is there a motion on the table?
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Scott. Is there a second?
I second that motion.
Thank you, JJ. All in favor, raise your hand. Great, thank you. Item number 6, this is the millage rate rollback. We are recommending to roll back from 2.954 to 2.714. I can't imagine there's going to be any discussion about that, but I'll ask the question. Okay, is there a motion on the table?
I make a motion, we approve.
Thank you, James.
I second.
Second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Everybody raise your hand if you're in agreement. Great, thank you. Resolution 2024-42, this is the use of public roads during the Houston holiday market. Don't know that there's any discussion needed for this one, so I'll just... I'm sorry, thank you very much. I'm going to back up. Item number 7, Resolution 2024-41, use of public roads for the downtown trunk or treat event. I can't imagine there's a motion, any discussion, but so I'll take a motion.
Make a second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Resolution 2024-42, use of public roads during the Houston Holiday Market. Is there a motion on the table?
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Dr. Sterling. Second?
I second that motion.
Thank you, JJ. All in favor? Next one, Resolution 2024-43, use of public roads during the Houston Fall Festival. Coming up soon.
Mm.
Is there a motion on the table?
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Dr. Sterling. Is there a
Second.
Second. Can I ask the question first?
Go right ahead.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's a second. Second. All in favor? Thank you. Resolution 2024-44, this is the Certified City of Ethics Renewal. If you recall, we just discussed that. We renew every 2 years? Every 4 years. So it is time for us to submit that again. Any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay, is there a motion on the table?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Dave.
Second.
James, is there a second?
Be glad to move forward.
All in favor? Thank you. Okay, Resolution 2024-45, amendment to personnel policy regarding on-call procedures. I'm going to defer to Jennifer on this to talk about the changes since last Thursday. Jennifer?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. In section 7.5.1 on-call policy, again, this kind of goes back to what we were discussing where we've made some changes at the Water and Sewer Department. And because we are growing, I have asked that we do make some changes for this on-call policy. One is we have 3 employees that work in the sewer department now. Nobody else does it. When normally with on-call, we would just kind of, see what the interest was, kind of train them and then let them do on-call. But from a recommendation from Fletcher Holiday, he wants his team to focus 100% on the sewer department. And so, because of that, one of the staff members that works for the sewer department, that he's great. He does, he knows that sewer plants, I mean, amazingly. And then there's another one. So right now we have 2 that would be on call. One of the staff members lives 52.3 miles away. And so right now in our policy, it says that you cannot, when on call, the employee may take a city vehicle home for that week, but he has to live, or he or she has to live within the 30-mile radius of the city limits. He lives a little bit further, so what we're recommending to the mayor and council is that y'all will up that just for on-call, not for any other employee that drives a vehicle. Like that wouldn't, I couldn't do that. So, but it's just in this case, we're asking that y'all will amend this policy to have the mileage at 55 and honor that, so that we can have 2 very qualified folks run our plant.
It does only say 50 on the paper.
Yes, I'm so sorry. That is a mistake. We need to do 55.
Okay.
And we'll put it in the minutes to do
Please.
55 on that. And then number 2 is because we are making these changes, there will be an on-call for the sewer department. They will completely focus on the sewer and the wells. Jamie is training his team to focus on, he'll do lift stations, the water tanks, because we've got one coming online, another one, and any kind of storm hazards that we may have, his team will take care of all that, and they'll focus on that and not the sewer department, which before we were so small, we could have one do all, and then pull in a whole team as we need. So we're just, we're separating so that the workload is not on just one person. So what I'm asking is that, if you'll look at the current policy, it says there's a pay for on call, it's a weekly flat rate of $100 plus they get, paid 2 hours, So I am looking for a recommendation. Fletcher is, working on a policy, or, what his on-call would be for his team. Jamie's working on one for his team. I rely both on the department heads. So, what I'm asking is that, the pay for the on-call shift shall be set by the city manager. They will do it, but I'll approve it. And as our team grows, we might need to change it again. Not the mileage part, but how we do on-call, the pay. I'm just asking, that you'll let me, work on that with them, decide that, and I will stay within the budget.
How many vehicles do we have going out from the sewer plant? That people drive home?
We have, well, are you counting the
Just
police
the-
department?
Yes, sewer plant,
Just
No,
the sewer
sewer
plant?
plant only, yeah.
So they have, Jamie,
3?
Jamie, and then whoever's on call.
Okay.
And then myself, and then the police department.
So if
And,
a-
our senior building inspector.
So if a citizen has a water line break, who fixes it? Jamie's group?
It would be Jamie's, because
Okay.
he does everything water.
All right. So Fletcher's group, EMI is just gonna do the on-call for the sewer plant
And the wells.
and the wells. Okay.
And as we get into the .95 and the 2.0, it's gonna be more tedious work at the plant, so.
You probably need to change this to, Jennifer, it says 30 miles.
I'm sorry?
On this page, it says 30, we probably gotta change that to 55.
Well, that is what our current policy is.
Okay,
Our proposed, which is Exhibit A, is saying 50, but
Okay.
I'm asking, to make a motion,
to make it
that
55.
somebody makes a motion to do 55 miles. We're gonna put that in the minutes, and
Okay.
then we'll make that, change. And then I'm also asking that you let me work directly with the department heads, and if I stay within the budget, that I do not have to come before council to work on that with the department heads.
So what's the advantage of, I'm a numbers person and a paper person, so I like it being spelled out here, and I don't like it being vague here. What is the advantage to making this change now as opposed to changing the mileage to 55 from 30, but waiting to see what the recommendation from Fletcher is for water and sewer on-call, and then just bringing that before council? Because it's gonna, even once you go through it, receive it, work on it, won't it have to come back before council to be put into the policy manual?
Well, that's what I'm asking, is that part, not be put back in the policy, that I can just work that out amongst myself if it stays within the budget. Fletcher has already come back to me on his, and if you look at, what our current policy is, it says there's a weekly rate of $100 plus, hours worked at the rate of time and a half for all hours over 40 hours. Work hours do not include holidays or pay. So what he is suggesting is scratch the $100, and then you just get paid, for 2 hours if you come in, anytime you have to come in, you get paid 2 hours. That's what most municipalities do. So if they come in for 30 minutes, it's 2 hours.
But he's gonna be driving 53 miles, so that's an hour.
Well, and see, that's another thing too, is, yeah, I mean, but that time does not start until he clocks in,
Clocks in here.
correct?
So whatever, if we.
And that one's not the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is that we're starting a whole new on-call with the utility department of the water and, public works. And we've never done that one before, so we're having to still work that out. But now, if y'all want it in the policy, we can certainly put it in the policy. It's totally up to you. I'm good either way y'all wanna do it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking as a new employee, I would want it spelled out somewhere.
Well, what we normally would do in this situation is, it would get spelled out. It would be in a memo to all the staff internally.
And then get included in some employment manual or something? or-
Well, this is the manual. So,
And it will remain vague. So the manual will still always say, pay for on-call shifts shall be set by the city manager,
yes,
which means it's open to change.
it can change. And it can change. And the reason to keep it open is because, we're in some growth spurts right now. And so changes can happen, just like when Jamie came on board. and EMI came on board, we made a big overhaul change down there that works best for the city. But as we grow, we're gonna have growing spurts, and we might make some, we might need to amend it. I hate to come to y'all for every time we tweak a little bit of it. But if that's what y'all want, we'll do it. Another thing too, sometimes, when I put something like that on the agenda, I'd have to, tell the employee we have to hold for 30 days. And so it's just a delay for them, so.
Well, to me, it's any concern of mine that, and the citizens of Houston, that any of these vehicles that leave the city limits, we're at a big liability if there's a wreck or somebody's hurt, especially an employee. Is his plans to move closer by chance, or what's his future plans, to stay with us, or
He's been with us for, going on 2 years.
2 years?
He is working on his Class 2. It's very hard to find,
So he has a Class 2
he's
certification?
going to get his testing next week for Class 2.
Oh,
Class 2 is a big deal for a city, to have licensed operators altogether anyways.
mhm.
So you try to, you try to work with your staff members, especially the ones that are operating, that have licensed or, operators.
Any other discussion? Is there a motion on the table?
I don't have a motion. I guess I do have discussion. I'm kind of in Tina's court. I think that the proposal that you made with the current council, mayor, and yourself is a good proposal, but we could be making a proposal for long-term when we don't know who will be where.
Right.
And I would like to see something that's a little more solid, so if we do have somebody that gets in, the city's protected, their funds are protected, we know exactly where it's at and so forth, where somebody couldn't just do at whim what they'd like to do. So I kind of, on the overtime stuff, would like to see a hard copy or something written out that the staff would have to review.
Yes, and we would do that. If it's not in here, they always would get something so they're not blindsided what exactly their, what their obligations are to the city. And nothing would be blindsided for them. I can give y'all the same memos every time that they go out. I'm hoping that this will stick. But like I said, as we're changing, we're adding more employees. Things just might have to, Jamie might come up with, something that works well now, but in 6 months it might not work well. Or it might be like, okay, I did this, but it's really not working well for my team. I really want to tweak it a little. Well, then I got to go back before council and tweak it again.
Yeah.
So that's why, that's why we're wanting to do it this way. But I'm certainly open to whatever, you feel comfortable with as a board. And, if it is that y'all see the summary every time that we send it out, I'm good with that. If you want it, more in a hard, if you want it more in the permanent policy, then I'm good with that too.
I understand what you're saying, and I understand the logic, I just don't like blank checks.
See, I happen to agree with you, Dave and Tina. It's much easier if I see it, use the expression black and white. It's there. And I think it should be consistent between both departments.
So Fletcher's recommendation was a flat 2 hour, no matter what?
Every time you come in,
Every time you come in.
yes.
And then over 2 hours is what?
Well, so if let's say there's an issue and you're at the plant for 3 hours, and you get paid 3 hours.
Okay.
But if you're at the plant,
A minimum of
what drives them to want to do overtime or to do on-call is they're hoping that they're only going to be there for 30 minutes and they get paid for 2 hours.
Oh, heck.
So that's what the drive is, they want you to do it. Well, Public Works and Public Works and Water is a little bit different, because you have to come in, like you are guaranteed on call for sewer department because it runs 24/7. So you have to come in on Saturdays and Sundays and do checks. we can't, but Public Works and Water, you're not guaranteed, even if you're on call, you're not guaranteed to come in. Because you don't have to come in on Saturdays or Sundays, because there might not be a tree down, you know, or whatever. So we're gonna have to like really do some kind of something to draw them to want to do on call. So we're gonna have to get a little, you know, a little creative.
Hmm.
So, yeah, because nobody wants to be on call. You know, when you're on call, you gotta stay close to home.
Sure.
You gotta carry that second phone around. I mean, there's certain things you gotta do. So we're just gotta get creative with that department. So, when, like I said, sewer, you're guaranteed you're gonna get money.
When do you think Jamie's gonna have you his figures or numbers?
I'm hoping, we'll have it, you know, down pat in a couple weeks. So, and we can put it on the October agenda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm, how do y'all feel about tabling it till we
Yeah.
see some numbers?
I agree with that.
But now I do need, the mileage done now because
Yes.
I have one guy right now
That's,
that's been doing on-call, for 3 weeks in a row. He's tired.
I don't have a problem
We
with
should
mileage
separate
because-
it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem
We
with
should
mileage,
separate.
that's
Yeah.
a solid number.
Yeah, let's get with Fletcher and see what his numbers are, because, I mean, they do this for other cities besides ours.
Well, that's
So
right.
if something's out there that's, you know, could help us and benefit for us, then,
Well, that's what that's where he did get that from.
The 2 hour.
Yeah, and that
No
works
matter what.
great for the sewer department.
because at one time, wasn't we at the 4 hours anytime we called them?
We've done 100 different ways.
I thought we was at 4 hours at one time.
Well, you do still get 4 hours. You get 2
Yeah.
hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday, because you gotta come in. You gotta do the well checks,
Okay.
and you gotta do the plant check. It runs 24/7, so somebody's gotta be here every day.
I'm with you.
So that's what I'm saying, the sewer department, you're guaranteed that you're gonna get on-call money, so
Yeah.
that they're drawn to that, you know, because they get the money. Water and sewer, you only come in when there's storms or there's, you know, lightning struck something, or, you know, it varies. You know, when we had a lot of, water being,
Flooding?
not, well, when your grass was being,
Mis-
watered and so
misappropriated.
forth, we had to come in a lot more because the tank,
Right.
we had to watch that level. If you go past the level, you have to, it's bad, it's really bad for the city. You have to do the water boil and everything else. If it gets too high, it floods,
Your city.
53. So we have to constantly watch that, but, anyways, if I can make a recommendation, Mayor, if you will go ahead and approve the mileage to go from 30 to 55, so I can have that other guy that's knowledgeable of the plant to go ahead and get on board with on-call. And then let me work with Jamie and, put something in writing from Jamie on his department and then Fletcher on his department.
There you go.
Then I'll bring it back in October, then I think that will satisfy everybody's needs. Does that sound good?
Something more solid, yeah.
So if we make a motion to table the first part and approve the
I have a
mileage,
question.
is that what you're asking, Jennifer?
Yes.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay, I make that motion.
All in favor? Good discussion, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 12, special event alcohol permits for the Fall Festival. I know everybody's excited about that, right? For Casa Rica, Slice, and the Depot by Four Brothers. Is there a motion on the table?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, JJ. James, I'm waiting.
I got a comment or two.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Last year, we had concerns with people walking around with the cans. Are these vendors gonna do cups
Yes, there's definitely.
and keep everything poured and not necessarily selling people beer with the cans?
Right,
Is that right?
we provide the solo cups to everyone else.
Okay.
So if they are, and you see them, you just.
Well, if I see them on my property, I can't have it.
Kessler, and he will take care of that.
Yeah, okay.
So
He'll be close then.
so do you have a second?
I second, yes.
Thank you. All in favor? Item 13, proclamation. This is the Houston Reads Day, which is September 30th. This is a I can't even say the word, so maybe I should go back to reading. Proclamation, throughout the, GMA has requested that we all do. Dr. Sterling, I'd like to ask you a question about that, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Are you working with the school to try to get us in there to read soon? Because you met with them
I'm gonna meet with them, tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Mhm.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna meet with them tomorrow.
Okay, great. So we want to, once, if this is approved, GMA is asking that we send them our proclamation so
Okay.
they can advertise that the city has done it, and then if we have any plans for the city. So maybe we can talk about
Yes.
some kind of plans that we want to
Okay.
put together.
I can come see you tomorrow. If you're
Call
gonna be
me.
available. Okay,
Call me.
you.
With family
Okay.
in town, I'm not sure where I'll
Okay,
be.
and, you know, the books,
Yes,
do you have the books?
I can show you what I have.
Okay, all right, 'cause I have 2 books, but I have 2 of the same.
If you're around, our meeting's at 10 tomorrow, right? If you're around 10:30 tomorrow, if you could stop by.
Sure.
Okay, I can show you what I got.
All right.
Okay, thank you. With all that discussion, I would like to make a motion to approve this proclamation. Is there a
I
second?
second.
Thank you, Scott. All in favor? Thank you. Item 14, RFP 2024-03. This is the residential solid waste and recycling collection services. We have people out in the audience that have been waiting for us to get to this. However, we have not thoroughly gone through all the items, so I would just like to bring up, I think it's best at this time to table this until next month. I'm wondering how you all feel about that.
I second it. She made the motion, I second it.
All in favor? Great, thank you.
That was pretty easy.
Before I adjourn tonight, I would just like to remind everybody, September 25th at 6 o'clock is our next planning and zoning meeting. September 26th is a historic meeting. Also, September 26th at 6:30. This one's really important. I really hope that you come and you bring your family and you bring your friends. This is, community